Great. Let's do some practice with the feet. So go ahead and take your dowel or your tomato paste can. And I'm going to move my mat out of the way here. Place your dowel on the floor and let's go ahead and roll those feet out, opening up the bottoms of the feet. Let's soften, widen, find those little nooks and crannies as we really prep that soil to plant our seeds. Seeds of what we would like to bloom for us this spring. Now, some seeds you've already planted, like for example, bulbs, the spring bulbs go in at the fall. So I've already planted those, they're coming up. But throughout the season, new things keep blooming, new things keep budding. They keep bulbing and budding. So find those nooks and crannies. I'm going to just let that rest a little bit on my heel. Slide it in, right into that crease, just finding that connection, those fascial planes, inner arch of the foot. Also, don't forget the outside of the foot, the ball of the foot. And if you can get into your toes at all, cool. And then go ahead and stand, take a moment, feel. Take a walk around. See, how does it feel now to walk? And if you did that toe exploration earlier, just notice you have a little bit more freedom and swang in your ankle. Like when you push off the back foot, is that open? Does the top of your foot open just a little bit more on that push off? And you can maybe exaggerate that, kind of like a horse prancing, just to see what that would feel like. And notice both feet, as one of them you've rolled out. You can walk slow or quickly. And then make your way back to your dowel. Do the other foot. Yes. Go ahead, get on in there. And just the places where you know you love it. Everyone will have different nuance here. Outside of that foot. Right around that heel into the arch area. That's where the plantar fascia that's one of the arches there from the heel to the toe. So it's good to get that fascia nice and lubricated, warmed up, so it stays resilient. We're not stretching it, we're just creating blood flow to it. Just giving it some love. I'm not trying to stretch it out or do anything like that. I'm just rolling it out. And then inner arch, if you haven't done that already. Woo! On a nice spot there for myself. That's why we do it. Find a new surprise. And then get right underneath the ball of the foot or the ball of the foot and the toes. And then stand, take a moment and feel. And then we'll take our little prancer walk. So we allow the tops of the arches to swing forward as we walk. You can exaggerate that a bit, or just walk whatever normal is for you right now. And just see, put this away, how that feels. Get a little more swing in your hips even, something to change up the spine. Take a bigger walk. I'm just trying to stay in camera, but I could go out of camera. Sure, why not? All right, went out of camera. I broke some of the rules. Go figure. And then come back when you're ready. Maybe you just want to go take a walk now. Otherwise, come back to your mat. Take a moment, stand, feel. Great. And let's go ahead and take to top of the mat. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, soften, sink to chair pose. Stay there, deep in your legs, opening up the tops of your ankles. Can you sink deeper in the ankles? I'm not going to pull myself back because that's going to tighten the tops of my ankles, the fronts of my ankles. I want to actually sink deeper. So I'm moving my ankle backwards, my talus backwards, to allow even more space in my ankle joint. Inhale, float it up. Exhale over Uttanasana. Inhale up. And then exhale back down. Bend the legs. Feel that talus move back. Inhale, arms up all the way to standing. And hands to the heart in prayer. Let's take it again. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, soften, sink to chair. Just feel that talus slide back. Inhale up. This time, exhale, clasp the hands behind the back. Open the collarbones. Inhale. Exhale, cascade forward. Feeling the talus slide back. On top of your heel joint, release the arms down. Inhale, come up through chair. Exhale, soften, shoulders, sink, hips. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, arms out to the side. This time, feeling nice and wide. Again, inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, soften, sink to chair. Inhale, back up. Exhale, float the arms down, clasp hands, open collarbones. Exhale, cascade forward. Feel that talus slide back. Release the arms down. Inhale, come up to chair. Exhale, soften shoulders, sink hips. Inhale all the way up. And then exhale, float the arms down. Take a moment and feel. Great. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of Uddiyana Bandha. So inhale. Exhale all the air out. Draw the abdomen up. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. Draw the abdomen up. Feel what's happening in your pelvic floor. And can you find that all the way down from your arches? And keep playing now. And start now, let's feel some suction from our right foot. So inhale, exhale all the air out. And as you draw it up, feel it suctioning up from your right foot all the way up into the right pelvic half. Just play on that right side a little bit. Release. Other side. Suction up from the left. And you know what? You may not feel that connection, but imagine it for a little bit. Feel, just by imagining or creating an idea that that could actually happen. So we don't want to trick ourselves and overuse imagination, but it's a tool. And go ahead and play on your own. You can do both together, one and the other, but just take a few now. Fun, playing in the mud, really preparing that soil with this Uddiyana Bandha practice. Scrunching it up, slurping it up through a straw. For those of you that do now and you want to do the circles, you can take it from one foot all the way across and then roll it out. Other direction if you like. Few more rounds. I'm getting pretty hot. And then release. Take a moment and feel. Great. Let's go ahead and inhale, arms up. Exhale, soften, sink to chair. One more time. Notice the depth of your chair now. Mine's way deeper than it was before. Inhale, back up. Exhale, clasp hands behind, open collarbones. Inhale, breathe it up. Exhale, cascade forward, find that talus sliding back. Release the arms down. Inhale, come back up to chair. Exhale, soften shoulders, sink hips. Inhale up. Float arms down. Good. This time, inhale, float the arms up. Exhale over Uttanasana. Stepping back to downward facing dog. Stay here. Can you find that scrunching as you do some paddling? If you're going to paddle your feet, can you find that articulation through all those joints we played with in that foot toe exploration? And then right leg up into three-legged, open the hips. Find that connection to your left foot from the right foot that's in the air, which can roll that right ankle out. And then look at your foot, your left foot. And can you see right below your between your heel and your ankles, that talus bone? And if your talus bone is sliding to your inner ankle or your outer ankle, can you slide it to the middle? So the talus is right between your ankle bones and your heel. Open up the hips again. And then right leg out to the side, thread it through. How your feet really play into that, arm over the head. Stay here and breathe. If you want to cross that right foot over. Notice how much freer your hips might be after doing all that ankle work. I know it does free mine quite a bit. Hand to the mat. Three-legged half lotus dog. Release your right foot back up. And then inhale, come through to the high lunge, peeling through the feet now. Find that sense of boing and sproing from the bottom of my foot all the way up to my pelvic floor, all the way up to the pelvic floor in my brain. I'm finding that buoyancy now from my root. It's because of my root that I can bloom. Nice. And from there, left hand down, inhale, right arm up. Take an arm over the head if you like. You can take some arm circles here. If you need to open up your shoulder a little bit more, play. We didn't do a ton with the arms today, but we will get back to that. And then release your left knee to the floor. Slide that left hip to the ground. So I'm moving into a modified pool boy pose here. Opening up my left side body, hugging my right knee in to my chest. Breathing deeply into that spacious element of my side body. Finding myself from my left foot, which is extended, my left leg all the way up into my left sit bone and pelvic calf, crossing the sacrum and the pelvic floor, pubic bone into my other leg, allowing my spine to just fit really nicely into my pelvis. From here, release your right leg, go ahead and extend your right leg down, floating it on top. You can lift it about 3 to 5 inches off of your left leg. Make sure your hip bones are perpendicular to the floor. So if you've got your top hip bone rolling over, which is usually what happens. And then if you want to float your right arm up, looking down your hand into the distance. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging for your core, just slide your right foot forward about 6 inches, back to center, slide it back without moving your hand or the rest of your body. It's pretty challenging. It is for me anyway, maybe not for you. So go back and forth a couple of times. Bend your right knee. Grab your right big toe with your peace sign fingers extended up into lounge lizard. Feel that sense of big space now. You can come onto your left forearm and bending at the elbow if you like. And then cross that right foot over again. Move your bum onto the mat. Slide your bum underneath. Now I'm going to move myself onto my back or through the whole pose. Breathing now deeply. Inhale about 5 counts, exhaling about 5 counts. You got your foot here. Give it some love. Did the opening of the feet affect anything in your knees or your hips? The articulating the bones in the toes, feet, and ankles change. Help reorganize your knees, your hips, maybe even some of your spine. Release your left foot down, straighten it down onto the ground. Extend your right leg up. Opening up the hamstring. Feel free to use a strap here if you like. Again, I'm consciously contacting my foot in some way, whether it's with the strap or my own hands. We're completing that circuit of energy. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Feel free to draw the abdomen up, to engage, to feel that sense of connection to also how this relates to your pelvic floor, the root area. If you like, stay there. Inhale, and then exhale, curl your head up towards your knee, and then inhale, head back down. You can do that 3 more times if you like, otherwise just stay steady. I have 1 more to go. So exhaling, bringing my head up to my knee. Inhale, heel back down. I'll take my right leg out to the side, opening through my inner thigh. Take your left hand, round your ribs. Massage underneath your rib cage here a little bit. Around your left hip bone, your right hip bone. Belly, pubic bone region. Feel that sense of length and connection all the way from my left rib cage through my waist, through my pelvic half, all the way down to my left foot. And then if I like, which I'm liking right now, my left arm goes over my head so I can feel an even longer line of energy on my left side. From there, bring that leg back to the center, slowly. Bend your leg again and bring it back to through the whole pose. After doing all that, notice if there's a difference. And place your left foot on the floor. Bring your body up. Roll over towards your right leg, which is the one that's in the half lotus. Hands to the mat. Left foot prepared as you inhale and then exhale. Flip it back into your 3-legged half lotus down dog. Release your right leg up into 3-legged once again. Lower your leg back down to regular dog. Come up high on your toes, bend your knees. Lift your tailbone and your sit bones. Do a little bounce from that root. Can you find it from the feet? Just do some bunny hops here, just up and down. Find that connection from the feet all the way to the sit bones, which carries the tailbone. So my feet and my sit bones carry my tailbone. And then maybe walk or jump or baby bunny hop yourself back to Uttanasana. Either come up through chair or roll up to standing. Exhale, release hands to the heart in prayer. And then arms down by your side and stand and feel. Notice any asymmetry. Before we take the other side, let's take a little walk around and just notice, how are you different? You still have that same swing? Have things started to get frozen or tightened? If so, good information. Of course, I do feel very asymmetrical, so may not be my most fun walk, but it's an informative walk for my nervous system. Okay, coming back to mat, inhale, floating arms up. Exhale over Uttanasana. Inhale up halfway. Now, if you'd like to do a vinyasa or chaturanga, up dog, down dog, go right ahead. Otherwise, just step back to down dog. It depends on where you are in your day and your relationship with the vinyasa at this moment. But getting yourself to down dog somehow. Feel now the difference in your feet again. Inhale, exhale, draw the abdomen up if you like. Can I find that connection from my feet through my sit bones, carrying my tailbone through my spine, my ribs, shoulder blades, collarbones, into my arms, into my fingertips. My hands were touching my feet. So remember the memory of my hands and my fingers manipulating my toes. And can they say, oh yeah, I remember you. Left leg up into three-legged. Go ahead and explore your opening of the hip here. Some fun. Looking at your right ankle, sliding that talus. Do some ankle circles of your left foot, which is the one in the air right now, if you're doing the same side as me. Left leg out to the side, the left side, bend it, slide it through, thread it through. Going onto your half side plank here. Arm over the head if you like. And feel free to bend your left knee, bring your left foot up into your half lotus. Hands to the mat, slide it back into your down dog with your half lotus. Check out your right ankle, your right talus. Release your right leg, your left leg up into the sky, and bring that leg through to the lunge. Find that springing feeling from the root of your foot, the sole of your foot, up through the root of your body, the pelvic floor, up through the root of your brain, or maybe not the root of your, somewhere in the mid-brain where you got the sphenoid bone and pelvic floor of the foot of the brain, out to the top of the head, which would be the crown, and possibly the root chakra of the next evolution of what we're doing. So that which is our highest, if we keep going in this direction, might become our lowest. So yes, we get to start all over again, as they say, if you believe that. All right. Finding that connection is divine. Release the right knee down. Oops, we were going to do this twist. So right hand up, and bring your right knee back up. Do that nice open twist. Arm can go over the head. Do some shoulder arm circles here. Whatever's going to be fun for you. Again, bring your arm down. Now bring that right knee down. Slide your right hip down to the floor into a modified pull boy pose. As I hug my left knee into my body, into my chest. I'm feeling a big sense of spaciousness in my right side body. And even here, and I've got quite a bit of weight in my right wrist. Can I spread that weight from my wrist down through my hand into my fingers. It's like my feet. And get them to talk to each other. Then go ahead and take your right hip all the way to the floor. Take your left leg, extend it out and over on top of the right leg. So both legs are straight now. My left leg's about 3 to 6 inches off of my right leg, depending on how high I want to lift that leg. Hip bones are stacked, perpendicular to the floor if possible. Left arm is floating. So I would ideally have 3 parallel type lines. I mean, ideally, I'm going for the idea of 3 parallel lines here. Both my legs and my arm all making a little parallel lines. They may not actually be parallel, but that's just me trying to describe the actions, not the shape. And then if you want to do a little bit of core work stuff, sliding that top leg front and back without doing a lot of extraneous movement in the chest or the hips. And then bend your left knee, grab your left toe with your peace sign fingers, extend it into lounge lizard. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Starting to find the quiet of the lounge lizard, lizard on the earth. And then bend your left knee again, place it in front. Scoot your bum onto the more of the center of your mat. Place your right foot flat on the floor and lay down, bringing your legs into through the whole pose. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Feel free to draw the abdomen up. Release your right leg down along the ground. Extend your left leg straight up into the sky. You can use a strap here. Again, remembering the connection between my feet and my hands and the pelvic floor. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Feel free to draw the abdomen up. If you like, inhale. And then exhale, slowly bring your head towards your left knee, curling it up, and then inhale, slowly 5 counts back down. You can do that about 4 times. So I just did 1, so I'll do 3 more. You can do 3 more or no more. You can also just hold the pose steady. And come back down. Take your left leg out to the side, opening through your inner thigh. Close to the wall, scooting away a little bit here. Take your right hand, rub under, like the perimeter of your rib cage, right underneath your rib cage, all the way up by your sternum. Right side, so you got your left, your liver, middleish pancreas, stomach and spleen onto the left, belly, left hip, right hip, pelvic region, pubic bone, leg, and then eventually take your arm over your head your right arm over your head if you want. Find that long line between my right fingers and my left and my right heel. That leg back through to the center, left leg back to the center. Bend that left knee, bring it back into through the whole pose one more time. And release your right foot to the floor. Bring your body up. Roll over to your left leg. Right foot's ready. Hands are on the mat. And inhale, exhale. Swoop up into your three-legged half lotus down dog. Release your left leg up into three-legged one more time. Bring that leg down to regular down dog here. Up high on your toes, bend your knees, lift your sit bones, and from there, just feel that springiness. So feel that sense boing for that connection from your feet all the way to your sit bones, carrying your tailbone. Then walk or jump your feet between your hands to Uttanasana, maybe wavy bunny hops, or maybe all the way there. Ragdoll here a little bit. Step one of your legs back behind you, and then turn feet parallel, facing the long edge of your mat. Bending now your right knee, swooping the body over to the right, bending the left knee, swooping the body to the left. These are figure eights here. Feeling the feet motivating this weight shift. Now stay to the right. So your left hand will be on the floor or a block. Right leg bent, left leg straight. Inhale, breathe your right arm up into the twist. If you want to internally rotate your top arm, bend the elbow and slide your arm down your back. Go right ahead. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging for your legs, swoop your left arm off the floor as if you're going to rest your left ear on your left bicep. So my hand is pointing right to camera. My left hand is pointing right to camera. My face is pointing to the side. And release and come down. Straighten your right leg. Hang through the center here for Uttanasana. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Bend your left leg. Left hand comes over towards the left. Right hand comes over towards the left. And then inhale, float that left arm up. Nice juicy twist here through the ribs. If you want to internally rotate your left upper arm bone, bend your left elbow, slide your left hand down your back. How the connection to the feet is helping this twist. You want to do a little bit more on the legs. Swoop your right hand out towards camera, wherever your camera would be. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Release your arm down. Back arm softens. Come back to center, straighten both legs. And slide back, fingertips pointing forward, elbows moving back between your legs if you can, bringing your head closer to the floor. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Relax that mudra of the arms. Bend now your right knee again. And now you may actually take your right heel off, rotating. I'm going to go into a deep kind of a squat here. Just open up my inner thigh, my left inner thigh. If you can get your whole right foot on the floor. Some of your bums may be on the floor, others of you might not. You're welcome to wrap your right arm around and grab your leg. If I did that, I would be sitting down, and I'm choosing not to sit down today. If I did it here, I guess I can do it. Can be up a bit. Depending on how you're feeling in your knees or ankles, this may not be your highest thought. And then slowly release, coming slowly back up. Back to Prasarita This time, take your hands on your hip bones, Prasarita B. Hold your hips, let your head go down. Release your arms down, then begin to bend your left leg. Left heel can come off the floor. Rotating my right toe to the ceiling. So my leg's rotating out. This leg is a little bit different. Maybe I can reach around, maybe I can't. I can, okay, great. Yoga works, I guess. Inhale 5, exhale 5. I won't be here as long on this side. Need more support for my knee on this side today. And then slowly release and slowly come back up. And this time, inhale, bring yourself up to flat back. Exhale back down. Clasp the hands behind you, stretching out your shoulders. Inhale 5, exhale 5, draw the abdomen up. And then release, hands to the small of your back. You can slide down the backs of your legs. Move your heels in a bit, so toes are out. Bend your legs. For dance, this would be like a second position. Knees going over in the direction of the toes. Drop your tailbone down. My head's still going to be dropping down. My arms are going to be hanging down towards the floor. Keeping everything, I'm going to roll my spine up from my big wide-legged stance, vertebra by vertebra to the best of my ability. Keep pulling that tailbone forward. And then from there, just gently, slowly straighten the legs. Woo! Walk the feet together. Take a moment. Stand, close eyes, and feel. Great, let's go to the ground. Flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling. So wiggle your buttocks here. My sacrum's on the floor. I'm shaking the jelly of my legs, the jelly of my butt. Feeling my feet. Flat on the floor, just feeling how I can keep steady, but I'm still shaking. And then using my feet, sort of pressing back and forth to do some rocking of my body here. I get that rebounding feeling up through my legs, into my pelvis, where my spine comes in, up my spine into my head. And then from there, the pathway of weight might actually move down my arms, and my fingers might even be responding to this rocking. And begin to slow it down and find a way to stop on your own and feel. Release the legs down into Shavasana. If you'd like to roll up a blanket or have your chest over a block, that's fine too. Let's take a moment. And just feel yourself falling deeper and deeper into the center of yourself with each breath. Can you find that place where you're free falling without fear? Just allow yourself now to be supported, to be caught by the most comfortable substance you've ever felt in your entire life. And it comes up to gently support your head, your neck, your shoulders, your upper arms, your upper ribs, middle ribs, lower back and belly, buttocks, pelvis, hips, pubic bone, tops of your legs, behind your knees, calves, ankles, and feet until you are totally and completely supported on all levels and dimensions right here, right now. Feel the earth beneath you, resilient, hydrated. And feel yourself as the seed that you are planting. Feel yourself just nestled in an environment that's hydrated, full of nutrients, full of possibility. For whatever it is you are seeking. Whether it's clarity, something specific, or maybe you don't know, but you're willing to find out. Feel yourself as the perfect seed, the perfect expression of what is necessary right here, right now. Feel yourself draining into the earth all that is done, all that is played, all that is no longer interesting to you. Just let that drain out, creating space for your new season. your new expression. And even though it may look the same to the outside eye, or it might not look the same, but if it does, it may be different for you. Feel the freshness, the newness of the present moment as you rest in nourishment. Just the right amount, just the right tempo. Feel free to stay here longer if you like. There's no time limit unless you want one. If you are ready to arise, take a deep breath in and release. You can gently wiggle fingers and toes, squishing through the mud. Arms over the head if you like. Squishing around, maybe rolling around in the mud puddle. Enjoying the smells of the earth. And eventually push yourself up onto your side and into a comfortable position as you complete your practice, whether you do seated or just take a moment to feel your essence. Hold your heart, feel your belly, your legs, anything, anything, just hold anything of you. I forgot to mention, so I hope you do this practice again. Get out your aromatherapy oils. It's something you can smell throughout the practice. But that was me. I forgot to mention it. So swaha. Let that go. Hope to see you again. I know I will. Namaste. I love the smell of spring flowers.